Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to day 2 of the Thai University Mena Pitch Competition 2023. Ramadan Kareem, and of course, season's blessings to everyone here present. It is yes another day and another finals, and here we are. In the third pitch competition in 2 days for 3 different categories, running in its 5th year, we are more than pleased to let you know that we have been working hard to build more representation from the Middle East on a global platform this year by having 3 different pitch competitions. We finished the Emirati and Middle East Africa category yesterday, where we had some really passionate and driven students pitch amazing ideas. It was surely a hard one for the juries to pick out the winners. Today is the final category when we pick our winners from the GCC UAE category for the regional pitch competition. This year's program is built together with the invaluable support of our partners and community builders. I am Shesha Ejajokur from Skyline University College. It is an absolute pleasure to be here once again. I cannot just get enough of this spirit, the entrepreneurial spirit, the cheerful spirit, the passionate spirit. So thank you for having me yet again. We hope that this event will be inspiring and exciting for all of us here as we share ideas of the future created by entrepreneurs in the making from various universities across UAE, GCC, Middle East, and Africa across 3 different regions. The Thai University MENA program, for which the regional finals is one main element of the program, is designed to foster future generations of entrepreneurs and to help bring their ideas to life. It is a platform for aspiring student entrepreneurs to create and present pitches for new business ventures. The future is young, and innovations will come through the youth. As such, it is important to set the process of allowing them to build their ideas and carry it forward. From over 150 ideas and applications from across the region, 3 different categories have been shortlisted, and today we have the top 6 teams in the UAE category after a multi-jury evaluation. I would like to share that this representation is a new and emerging category at the regional and global level. This is to build a bridge and be that platform that takes these winning ideas to Silicon Valley. Each team has been working very closely with their mentors, our charter members at Thai Dubai, ensuring that every finalist today can give their best shot at winning the grand prize. Talking about the prizes, the winning team for today's competition will get a prize worth 15,000 dirhams, while 2 runners-up will each get a prize of 7,500 dirhams. And that doesn't just end there. The winner will get an exciting opportunity to compete at Silicon Valley on a global stage for the top prize of $50,000 in cash. All equity free for a total prize worth of $100,000. I thought someone would be clapping. That's some big money. So thank you to Thai for that. I wish to thank our partners immensely for making all the magic happen year after year. Thanks to our academic partners, Skyline University College, the team who have been working closely with us since 2018 to build and grow this program in the ecosystem. Thank you to N5, who have been working closely with us as far back as before they even started operations. Thank you to the Paramount Computer team, a cybersecurity company who believes in the youth and their ideas for tomorrow. They have been supporting as mentors to each of the final teams. Thank you to Unipreneur, which is in its 2nd year of partnership with us, where they create the vibe and connections with student communities across all the universities in the region. A big thank you to Business Incorporation Zone for helping make these ideas of the future into real businesses. Thank you to Shera for being a nurturing and very encouraging community partner. A note to all participants or applicants that you have an opportunity to make a 20% discounted application for your Golden Visa today. This event is organized by Thai Dubai. If you want to look for Thai Dubai on the social channels, you can check on the LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and of course, TikTok. Thank you all so much for helping us make this event possible. At this juncture, I would like to call on Mr. P.K. Galati, who is the President Emeritus of Thai Dubai, a man who needs no introduction in this ecosystem, not just in this region, but beyond UAE, India, and Silicon Valley. There are very few people who would not know him. He is truly a force behind Thai Dubai, one of the founding charter members, supporting and building this organization for the last 20 years. He also likes to be called, or they call him, Simon Cowell for startups. He can absolutely see through your idea as well as the entrepreneur behind it. And he can bet his cards on the odds, and he's pretty good at it. So a round of applause for Mr. P.K. Galati.
Good morning. I do look like Simon Cowell, so before you say that. Thank you very much, all of you, for being here today. TAI is an organization, as you understand, very close to my heart. I believe it is an organization which taught us, or me specifically, how to give back. To be, we all become successful in our own ways in communities, but I think the biggest, return back to the community is the best way you can support the community. And TAI has taught us to do that in the way of what we call the virtuous cycle of creating wealth. So you give back to people who are youngsters, who are budding today, without expecting anything in return. And that creates this virtual cycle of actually how communities or societies become better. So I have received an exceptional amount of satisfaction being a part of TAI. It started many years ago in the early 90s in Silicon Valley. The ethos and the origination was Indian or Indus, but over the years it's become a global organization with no such boundaries. And I'm very proud to say that in Dubai, we actually follow the demographic of Dubai, and we have almost all nationalities a part of it, and we believe that our mandate is over the Middle East, and that is the reason why you saw we actually broke down this competition into 3 different layers so that we cover as far as Africa. And if you look at it, this competition, the Thai University Entrepreneurship Competition in this region started in 2019 with 1 university and probably 4 or 5 teams, 4 teams. And today, I'm proud to say, on the 5th iteration, we are at 45 universities which have taken part from all around the region. And I believe this will help the students to actually think, face critical scrutiny of judges, find support from mentors, because remember, each one of these finalist teams has been matched one-on-one with at least 1 mentor to actually help them reach where they have reached. And this support will continue beyond this competition. So we will continue this mentoring post this. So it doesn't depend on the winners, everybody will get support. And our idea is to actually help them make them viable, programs. And a good heartening thing to remember, last year's competition, most of the finalists ended up making viable companies out of it. So we hope this will go to the next level. I'd like to also reiterate that all this is run by volunteers and people giving their time and effort. All of us have other jobs, but we believe that this is a give back. And I'd like to especially thank Nitin Anand, our chair for the Thai University program, and the pillar behind it, from the first year till today, he has been an exceptional support to us. And he's supported by his co-chair, Vivek Chaudhary, who looks after the mentorship part. They take care of all the mentorship needs of the community. So I wish everybody all the best for the $100,000, kind of thing in Silicon Valley. And my personal thought would be that if you can make it to Silicon Valley, The learning will be awesome because it actually is co-located with one of our largest conventions where you'll see people from all around the world in Silicon Valley at the same time. And you'll be competing against the best from around the world. So it'll actually be exceptional learning. So I wish all of you all the best for the winners. And before I end, I'd like to specifically acknowledge the presence of our judges who have taken the time off from their very, very, in fact, if you look at their profiles, you'll realize they're probably losing money by being here. So this is your give back. Thank you so much, Naveen, Saima, Badar, for you taking the time to come and give back and encourage these people. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Words he said that just stuck to me. He said that it is a virtuous cycle of giving back. Thai is a cycle. They give, and once they've given to you, you also give. So it keeps on going on. So thank you so much for that. It is indeed inspiring to be a part of this initiative, and as such, a wonderful ecosystem fostering entrepreneurship here and across the globe. At this juncture, we will be hearing from each of our partners and sponsors who have been a driving force for such great programs in an ecosystem like this. I would like to call on Mr. Nitin Anand, who is the Vice Chairman of Skyline International Group. The group has footprints in UAE, Africa, India, and Canada. Mr. Nitin is the charter member of Thai and the chair for the Thai University Mena program. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Mr. Nitin.
Thank you, Sissy. I think every starting point of achievement is desire, and the desire is what we moved on from 2018. Everybody calls PK with different names and President Emeritus. I call him as a mentor. The desire was his. It's just that we are the force in front of him which moves the wheel. 2018, when Skyline as a university, at that time I was running the institution with the academic support, and I was the director then at the university. We partnered with Thai, and the first job given to me was Thai University. Now, what do we do with this? 2019, as you mentioned, we had one university, 4 ideas, and we started. Come 2020-21, we grew from 20 to 44 odd ideas, but we did all of it in COVID, all of it online. And how we pulled it off was the support of each and everybody in the system who came forward and helped us do that. Come 21, 22, we had, again, 85, now 150 universities which are ideas which are participating with 45 universities. And the whole idea came out that we should look at something which is beyond what we were doing, which was only focusing on the UAE universities. We went beyond. We said this time we're going to call the UAE competition as a GCC competition, let all the countries in GCC participate and pitch and try to win the competition. Then we went to Nigeria, Africa. We wanted Kenya and other countries to come in. We yesterday had a wonderful engagement with the teams from Nigeria and a few of the other African countries, where we really saw the kind of thirst they have for getting these kind of platforms where they can be recognized. And we had a wonderful team winning, and we hope that team will be able to make a mark in Silicon Valley when they pitch at the final competition. And then came the Emirati angle, because we see so much of contribution of UAE government and so much of focus that they are giving, and so many platforms that they're giving to these Emiratis. And we hope by next year when we start the next competition, we will grow enormously. I would really like to thank all the participants who have come, who have relentlessly worked towards these ideas. Please present, put your best foot forward. Winning and losing is just part of the game. And if you win, definitely you have a way to go forward. If you lose, still there is a way forward, because you learn. The first step of learning is losing. So once you lose, you learn better, you bounce back better. So let's play with all fairness, put your best foot forward, and I'm sure you're going to learn something out of what you will deliver today, you will see today, and it will help you to achieve greater heights. Thank you, jury. PK has already done most of the job. Thank you, partners, who have really come forward for the support. And what I can promise at this juncture is to come 23, you will see 24, 23, 24, you will see a better, bigger Thai University competition where there will be a lot more than what we are doing today. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nathan. Next, I would like to call on Mr. Adith Karidas. He is the Innovations Evangelist at Paramount Computer Systems. A round of applause for him, please.
A very good morning to all of you. I don't want to take too much time because the pitch is going to start, right? That's what you call as the showstopper today. Few words. Happy to be part of TIE. Honored to be in 5. Paramount has always been a very close friend of TIE. We've got charter members from the beginning. I'm still not a TIE Dubai member. I'm still a Hyderabad member. Hopefully, I should enroll back to Dubai. Few words from the industry academia side of things. So most of you would have known that we sponsor the tech part of this event. So we had a very interesting discussion when Cicely came over. Why is Paramount being part of Mena? So my simple answer to Prem was, how much time do you spend for talent acquisition, Prem? And how successful are you with a hire or a mishire? So Prem said, why is Mena and entrepreneurship coming into hiring? So I said, number one, you need huge eyeball within the Gen Z space, which are UAE universities, Zaid University, Abu Dhabi Polytechnic, Skyline. How do we get our brand across and tell them that we stand for entrepreneurship or intrapreneurship and we love people who have come here, made their mark, won, lost, to come back and do more innovation at Paramount. We've had many stages of pivot. Now we're going into Web3, we're going to ESG. We're very, very strong with central bank digital currencies, eKYC. These are all initiatives that I do. When I build a product within Paramount, I'm very unfortunate to say that my criteria for selection is you have to be below 33 years. If you're above 33, we generally do not discuss. I'm the oldest person in my department. How do we garner good talent? That's why we are here. And it has given us a lot of feedback. I mean, the type of Excel sheets that we've done, thank you for putting more work on us, but we've gone through the amount of pitches, the understanding, the sales, the financials, the commercials, the HR, the empathy, the tech, how to use different architectures, the mentoring that we've done with some of you. It's really given a lot back to us. We know now exactly how to fine-tune our HR matrices when we hire and how to co-create certain products with you guys. So winning or losing, like PK said, please go to Silicon Valley. It's a great experience. We all enjoy. It's a different vibe out there. Of course, you can come back to Hyderabad and TIE. That's a different vibe out. Not TIE, I would say T-Hub. That's also a different vibe. So you have two major, I shuttle between Hyderabad and Silicon Valley. So yeah, and you have In5, and that is, I was coming to that in the middle. And you get the best of all the three worlds. And of course, Singapore also now, the fintech scene. All the best, keep the energy alive. Go for it, give your maximum, and let the best man win. Thanks, Ty, thanks In5, thanks again. Thank you, PK. Thank you.
Thank
Have
you
a great
too.
day. Thank you.
Thank you for your support. Next, we would like to also call on to the front Ms. Basma Ashri, the CEO at Business Incorporation Zone, to say a few words. Ms. Basma Ashri is a seasoned professional with expertise in client relations, business development, and banking operations. As the CEO of Business Incorporation Zone, she drives growth and innovation in GCC's business landscape. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for her, please.
Thank you so much, everyone, and good morning. Just to start with, talking about the same edit what he said and mentioned. In our business, we are a business setup company. We help startups, young professionals like you, to start their dreams and make it legalized in the UAE. In our business itself, talking about the number of young and the age itself and all, we are having more than 80% of our staff in the age between 25 and 35 years old. And when I'm saying this, I'm only referring to the energy, the motivation, the dedication, and the very, very hard work behind each one of them. Me, myself, being a CEO and a very young CEO in this age, I'm very, very proud to have around me a great team and very supportive team to take our ideas and our goals to be achieved. It's about you again here. Yesterday I was in the Emirati session, and I was really, really impressed with the amount of ideas that came up. And again, the session as well for Nigerian and all, that was really, really great. And when I'm thinking about what exactly this generation is doing and what is going on, what's going to happen, it gives me and gives everyone actually a very, very high confidence that the future is yours. Be confident, be dedicated. Don't again feel failure is going to break you or demotivate you. Failure is going to make you something in the future and make you who you will be, and like celebrate the success. Continue. Don't let anything demotivate you. Be bold, stay focused, and have a belief in yourself. Wish you best of luck and looking forward for your all great ideas to come true. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're also pleased to acknowledge Unipreneur. They're not here, but we still want to mention them because they've been a great support. Unipreneur is an engagement and development platform for high school and university students aspiring to become responsible entrepreneurs. They work with the youth, and we are glad to be collaborating with them. So thank you to all our sponsors and our partners. On behalf of the organizers of Thai University Mena Pitch Competition 2023, I thank all our sponsors and partners for your full support of this program. And we continue to count on your support while we work with these top teams. At this juncture, I would like to introduce our very elite panel of jury who have taken time out of their tight schedule to hear from one or all of our young entrepreneurs who are on the way to change the world one idea at a time. Our first juror is Navin Gupta. Navin Gupta is the Managing Director for South Asia and MENA region at Ripple. He joined Ripple in 2017, launched its South Asian operations, and later expanded to MENA. Navin engages with regulators, commercial banks, fintech, and crypto exchanges to remove the friction in the cross-border movement of funds. Navin is a sought-after global speaker and educates the industry on use cases leveraging digital assets. He is a founding member of MENA FinTech Association and is an avid interviewer. He had an interview with Rajhuram Rajan, who is the ex-RBI governor. Under Navina's leadership, Ripple created the Blockchain Center of Excellence at NYUAD, IIT Mumbai, and IIT Hyderabad for the development of the blockchain ecosystem across the region. Navin joined Ripple following 2 years as co-founder and CEO of the on-demand commercial transportation Uber for Trucks services. Ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause for Mr. Navin Gupta. Our second juror is Saima Khan. Saima Khan is the co-founder and CCO of Cheeky Monkeys Playland, an international indoor soft play area and children's event company. She's also the founder, shareholder, and director of Citizens Cosmetics, an internationally distributed, vegan-friendly, inclusive makeup company with offices in Dubai, London, and Los Angeles. Saima is a serial entrepreneur, an angel investor, and an operator who has successfully built several businesses from the back of a napkin idea to multi-million-dollar valuations and exits over the past 20+ years. Accomplishing all of this while keeping in mind that you must do good while you do well. Saima is also a conscious and avid philanthropist, supporting many causes predominantly focused on the needs of children and women. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Saima Khan. Thank you. Our last juror is Mr. Bada Ataya. Mr. Bada Ataya is the co-founder and chief growth officer of Kitopi. Kitopi is the world's first and largest managed cloud kitchen platform and has raised over 400 million to date. Bada spearheaded Kitopi's international expansion, launching the business in 6 international markets, including Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, London, and New York. Bada currently leads M&A activities across Kitopi's markets. Prior to Kitopi, Bada co-founded momsworld.com, the Middle East's first and largest shopping site for everything mother, baby, and child related. Mom's World was acquired by the Saudi-based Tama Group and continues to be regarded as one of the pioneers in the regional e-commerce space, winning numerous awards. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Mr. Bada Ataya. Okay, the time we've been waiting for is here. A few house rules to all our presenters. Each team is given 8 minutes to pitch. 2 minutes before the time is up, I will notify presenters by ringing my wonderful bell. But I'm going to ring it once. So when you hear that, that means you have 2 minutes left, okay? After that, we'll be having a session where the jury will be asking you questions in 4 minutes. Whilst they ask questions, we encourage our jury, please allow everyone have the chance to ask a question, and let's just stick to the time. After that, the jury will have 2 minutes to correlate their scores. By that time, we'll be calling on the next team so we can have a chat before you start your presentation. Are my rules or my house rules clear? Those presenting, are they clear? I can say that again though, but all the best. Come here, come swinging, be confident, it's your passion, speak about it, and let's hear you, okay? So, without further ado, I will be calling the first team who will be presenting. The first team presenting is Content Kitchen from Middlesex University. Content Kitchen, let's welcome Vridi Kumtekar. Vridi Kumtekar. Please, a round of applause for her, please.
Hello, check. A very good morning, everyone. Yeah, is it better? Yeah? Very good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming across. Myself, Vridi Kumtekar. I'm a third-year Middlesex student. Third-year Middlesex student. And this is my take on Content Kitchen. Ironically, if you see content, it's blank, right? Content means something to be shown, some graphics, some video presentation, nothing. But my idea is Content Kitchen. Why? Content is blank. Because I've taken inspiration from social media campaigns such as Black Lives Matter and Fire Festival. I believe this 2 centimeter square will be the most valuable thing which will happen in a few minutes down the line. It's not good. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not into tech that much. Yeah, so this is about me. I'm a food blogger myself, a nano food blogger with not too many followers, but I've dealt with over 25 plus clients over the last 6 months. I've dealt with a lot of cloud kitchens and physical restaurants. I'm a student, food blogger, freelancer, and even a brand ambassador for an Australian-based company called X50, which is into health, care, and lifestyle. This is me capturing food with aesthetics. Don't have too many followers, but this reel got 13K views in a span of less than 1 week, which was something which was totally, out of the blue thing for me. Moving on, what is a cloud kitchen? A cloud kitchen is a ghost or virtual kitchen. Of course, they do not have dine-in spaces. Why I thought about this idea? Because first thing, cloud kitchens are very sustainable. How? They deliver food right to your door without using any intermediaries channels. And this is my sketch on cloud kitchen. This is exactly how I aspire cloud kitchens to look like, and this is how I aspire Content Kitchen to be all about. Content Kitchen is a take on influencer partnering up with cloud kitchens. This is one of the sites that I had gone, as I told, I've dealt with around 20 plus clients in the past. I've visited a cloud kitchen, and this is exactly how I aspire my content kitchen to look like in the future. The aroma of attraction, two main research elements. A cloud kitchen, a growing trend in the food industry. How? If you notice, ever since pandemic struck, a lot of restaurants had to shut down their business, especially restaurants, which are physically owned. But cloud kitchens were very popular. Everyone used to order in a takeaway or, like wait there, let the restaurant give it to you and then go back home. And as lockdown struck, it was very difficult for us to sit and eat peacefully. That's where I came across Content Kitchen. It's a cloud kitchen idea, and that's how what I implement is the growing trends in the food industry. How is it growing trend? First of all, it's sustainable. It has less fixed costs. Your only fixed cost would be a trade license, a visa for an employee, and a possibly office space. So you start with not too much of investment, which is definitely a plus point. Moving on, social media influencers and the impact on food industry. I've worked with a couple of food bloggers, as I'm a food blogger myself, visited many in networking events where food bloggers are treated as, God. Why? Because of their content. Content is what derives different food bloggers from each other. This is, see how we cook. So basically, if you see, that's a delivery icon, that's a delivery app. Right now, according to Statista reports of 2023, 1.93 billion is the revenue that cloud kitchens have been making. Followed to, in next 3 years, there's a surge of 14%, which is a great incline of cost. This is how we target our market. So there are 10 million people in UAE. I'm sure everyone is on such platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, and even TikTok. Our main goal is to disrupt Talabat and Deliveroo from their customer base and focus on these three main platforms. InstaShop, the UAE sales is 85 million, followed by TikTok Shop, which is 3 million, and Shopify, which is also an e-commerce platform originated in Ontario, Canada. The tasty opportunity. As I've said, I've worked with a food blogger before. I was a social media manager for his startup company called Table for One. He owns an own company called Wildlands Marketing, and I was working with him for 9 months. I learned a lot about content. Initially, I thought content is, just take your phone and DSLR, shoot, this is the food, you shoot. That's not how it works. Working with clients taught me how things actually work in the food and beverage industry. It's not as easy as it seems. I intend to partner with Khalid also because he's one of the very well-known blogger and a YouTuber here in UAE. He diverts into UAE culture and history, which I think it's really important because food is one thing which really differentiates from each other, apart from your personality and from where you're from. And last but not the least, I would also want to collaborate with Chris Fade because everyone knows Chris Fade, everyone hears Virgin Radio. I'm sure everyone knows who he is, and he even has a line of protein-rich bars, which are called as Fade Fit. So they provide marketing channels. So who are they? They are the restaurant which will provide marketing because marketing is the biggest expense of a cloud kitchen, right? Marketing is how you get influencers on board, how you will communicate with them, send in your press release, I want to work with so-and-so blogger, why? That will be taken care by the restaurants. And what we will do is we provide the menu, we staff the kitchen, and we set up our store and management. So our entire idea is to collaborate with influencers and curate menus according to their tastes and preferences. Suppose I come up with something called as the Drake Shake. You all will be interested, right? Especially the Gen Z, like me, a 20-year-old standing right here who had a spark in her head and thought, okay, maybe I could just come up and share my idea. So being a 20-year-old, I would just definitely go on to the restaurant which is selling Drake Shake. Like, oh wow, that sounds like, oh my God, Drake Shake, damn. A name of a food item before a celebrity is something which really would, inculcate me to go and try that out. This is the cash flow. So this is the idea of what I had mentioned down. So our total revenues will be 840. Then year 2 will increase to 957, and year 3 will be the calculation of year 1 plus year 2, which is the cash impact, and this will be the total expenses. So our main focus will be on the delivery, premises, consumable, marketing, which is also as I mentioned, marketing is also a very expensive affair for this. This is the marketing I had. As I said, this 2 centimeters square is what I had mentioned before. This is an idea taken from Black Lives Matter campaign and even the Fire Festival. So I hope to see the influencers put this post without mentioning any content on it, just a blank Corn Kitchen icon on one of their posts. So that's how we're going to do the marketing. And this is our business model canvas. Well, our key partners are Kitchen. We intend to do culinary school in the future, influencer branding, branding agency, app developers. And I would also like to focus on the cost structure. How much am I planning to spend? That is food supplies, rental kitchen, digital advertising, profit share, branding, menu, and menu design. That is going to be the hook of my business idea, is the menu design. What I need from Thai. I'm just a 20-year-old student who thought about this cloud kitchen idea that suddenly came into my head across the 3 years that I learned in Middlesex. I need an accounting advice because I'm not a business student. I'm not very good with numbers. I'll be very honest. I'm more into content creation, and that's what I do. Content creation is...
The time is up, so round up, round up.
I'm so sorry. Can I continue? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I need a mentor to guide me who is very famous, who's owning a cloud kitchen. And I need a legal team, of course. I don't want someone to come and tell me, oh, no, you need to shut down your business one fine day. No, I cannot take all that. Followed by technology and industry associations.
Okay, dear. Your time is up. Thank you so much. A round of applause for her, please.
Thank you so much.
Judges, over to you. You have 4 minutes to ask her questions, please.
It's not going next slide. There is one more slide. Thank you, slide.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your pitch. It was really very well done. Would you mind going back to the last slide just before this one? I'd like to review that again. It went by quite fast.
Yeah, sure. Sorry.
That one, you just passed it. Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Thank you. I just want to review this. And I would like you to, please, if you don't mind, elaborate a little bit more on your marketing budget and why it seems high. I just want to know how do you plan on use of proceeds if you're tying up with the influencers?
If I'm tying up with an influencer, like first we'll reach out to a restaurant. That's the main thing. We'll reach out to a restaurant who's ready to collaborate with influencers. Let it be, okay, suppose we're targeting a big influencer like Table for One, as I said, because he's got around 102K followers and he's doing really well in the industry. They will reach out to him. First, they will send like a budget, like suppose 1,500 for like one shoot of our food and everything. 1,500 would be the budget that they're reaching out to Table for One initially. So that budget, whatever the profits that they get, we'll divide it with the restaurant and ourselves. The delivery cost will be ours.
And how are you tracking that?
That's what I said. I need an accounting person because I'm not very good with numbers. You ask me about reels, content creation, when to post. I know that because that's what I do. But I need someone to help me assist accounting. Numbers are something I am not familiar at all. As I'm a media student, and numbers is something which I really am not into. So that's what.
Okay, and one last question.
Yeah, sure.
How are you tying up with the influencers in the sense that I do believe in the strategy of influencer marketing? Is it just purely a one-time fee, or are they a part of some of the bottom line, or what models do you have for that?
Initially, we plan to do a one-time fee to see how the relation goes across. And if it keeps on going, like if we keep on building up a strong relation with that person, suppose I'm taking Table for One, one-time contract. If the content, what he does on his page goes really well viral, we again do a second batch of, it depends on how well, because initially we're starting with small bloggers. We don't want to go, because we're just an initial brand. We just got out of a cocoon. We don't have any other resource. We just stepped into the big pool of F&B industry. So I want to target like small influencers and then go big. But we're doing it contract basis.
Okay, thank you so much.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
Just a quick question. So you'll be working with restaurants who provide their own staff to fulfill the food. Who's cooking?
We are cooking.
You're cooking in a cloud kitchen which you're renting?
Yes, at our rental space.
Okay, so you rent a space, you create the menu, you cook.
We have our staff, we rent a space, and we create the menu.
Okay, and this space will be live year round. Will you be running multi-brands out of it, or will it be one brand at a time?
One brand at a time. Yeah.
Okay, and these brands will fizzle out after 3 to 6 months, or are you keeping them on for a year?
Initially, I would like to start with a 6-month contract with a brand, to be honest. Actually, not six. Let's start with small. Let's start with 3 months initially. And if it's going good, we're getting influencers through the reach and stuff, then we can extend the contract to 6.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Could you just walk me through a user journey? So for example, I got on, like, I don't know what happens. I open my phone, what happens? Can you just walk me through from the start to finish? What experience does a user, or Naveen as a orderer goes through, your
Okay.
consumer goes through?
What a user-friendly thing is, basically we intend to have our app very soon. But before that, as this is still in beta testing, it's very raw, very. So as a user, when I go on the app first, and then if I'm craving, so we have 5 types, as mentioned here: vegan food, healthy bites, burger, and bling items. So what is bling? Bling is like, I don't know if you've watched Dubai Bling. Dubai Bling is all those, hi-fi type, like, those fashionable, that high raise of high kind of food items and stuff. So we're planning to showcase that we have different categories. We don't want to showcase the same burgers, pastas, pizzas, what you get in a normal restaurant. So when you go on the app and if you're craving for something, you click on it. Under that, there are different categories and everything. You send it, as soon as your order is done, our people and the staff will be making it and everything, curating it, and collaborating with the restaurant that you want to, like, suppose, okay, let me give you an example of restaurant, PF Chang. Okay, suppose you're craving something from PF Chang, and then if you're craving something from PF Chang, and then you're ordering and everything, and then you send it across to the kitchen. They'll be preparing everything, and they'll bring it right to you. So it's easier, rather than waiting for talabas and delivery, when we itself collaborate with the restaurant, which restaurant is the mediatory. We collaborate with the restaurant, and then you, and then it passes back to our kitchen, and that's how we get it.
Thank you so much. That's all we can take from her. Please, a round of applause for her, please. Content Kitchen. She's from Middlesex. That was really Kumteka. Thank you so much for that passion passed across. Now, that's why we have the jury here. They're going to ask you questions to be very sure you have thought it through and you have a plan. So don't be scared. It's your idea. Own it. Own it. Answer right. Answer from the bottom of your heart, and you will never go wrong, okay? So thank you to the first team who has pitched. To be at this juncture, the jury will be collating the score for that last team that just pitched. So I'll be calling on the next team so they can get themselves ready. This is a team from Holt Business School. It's called Mashia. Mashia, are you here? It's a legal tech startup. Okay, so I'm told that Mashia is from Khalifa University, and of course the person that will be presenting is Abdul Aziz Vakha. I can see that is you. You don't need to present yet. I will let you know when it's time. I'm just here to give, chat with you. Please don't go away. Don't go away. No, still come. Don't be afraid. We're just chatting so you can take off all the nerves, okay? Because I know that you've been counting till 10 to know if you'll be the next to, present. So tell me, how was it putting this slide together? Is this something that you prepared for this competition, or this is an idea that has always been?
So we have been in the market for long now. We're a tech startup, we do health tech, and we see how people walk in general words. So when you have a friend who comes and tells you, oh, I've got a pain in my lower legs, and what are you going to observe? You're going to see how they walk first. And that's where the startup idea comes in as we go through it. And we've been around 2 years now, and this was also my master's research, building up 4 years so far.
Oh, that's good. So you started it when you started your master's, or when you were doing when you started your master's. Yeah. So by now you're already wrapping up the master's?
No, I'm wrapping up my PhD now.
Oh my God, excuse me, sorry. Your PhD. So a doctor in the making. A round of applause for him. So in other words, you don't need to stick to just one thing. You can still be doing your PhD, you can be doing other things, and if you have that burning desire, why not find out if you can get a solution for it? So tell me, what are you planning on doing with 15,000 dirham just for now? Then later on, if you get $100,000, I'm curious, what will you do with that money?
Oh, we need a lot of sensors to do this assessment, right? So we got to buy a few sensors that's going to end up $100,000. but it depends.
Okay, thank you so much for that brief description, but to the point. Thank you so much. Judges, are you ready for him? Okay, just 1 minute. Okay, so breathe in, breathe out. You'll soon be taking your presentation.
I'm just going to play with this stuff so I can.
Okay, there. Okay, I think it's working. So, ladies and gentlemen, just to remind you that this is Abdulaziz Vaka from Khalifa University, and of course, he'll be presenting on a legal tech startup, which is Mashia.
Health tech.
Oh, okay, health tech. No problem.
Okay. I think it's fine now.
Okay, so please remember you have 8 minutes. 2 minutes into the end, I will tap my bell.
Yeah.
Once your 2 minutes is over, I would ring the bell. So start rounding off.
I saw
Okay.
that a few minutes
Okay then. Thank you, dear. All the best.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, jury. So it's health tech, and what we do is we see how you walk. So mashia is an Arabic word which actually means how you walk. Imshi, as people might say, oh, walk towards me. That's where mashia comes in. How do we go about it? As I said, when you have any disorders or any issues, basically you have a low back pain, you walk into a physiotherapist, the first thing he's going to do is like, come walk for me. And that's subjective. Like for example, it's Ramadan, you slept 2 hours, you just woke up and you're like literally not in the mood. Or you're in the mood but you cannot judge it because you're subjectively judging it. That's where the clinician does for you. He sees how you walk. But this is subjective. Then we have gait labs. Gait is basically the English word of how you walk, G-A-I-T. And that is done in research environment. We do have a gait lab at our university, but it's huge, cumbersome. You might require enough space, so it's not clinically feasible. Even if some big clinics wish to set up a gait lab, the problem that comes after this is the data interpretation, the lack of expertise. How do we go about it? We come up with something called as Mashia. So Mashia, we bring in a data-driven analytics wherein we diagnose the patient using attaching a few sensors, see how they walk, and after this is done, after the clinician puts in some intervention to the subject, we also do a prognosis. How good or bad is the intervention? Like for example, you go to a clinic, they give you a particular medicine, they give you a particular physiotherapy session, XYZ. How well is that performing? Or the basic thing, you switch your shoes. How well is that performing? Good or bad for your health? So we provide a data-driven quantification to the clinician, and it can also be extended to sports medicine or footwear design. But current focus is clinicians. This comes with a full body biomechanics assessment because even my professors here, we are all into biomechanics people and we are the research team of biomechanics in here. Going forward, how do we do it? So this is our lab in Cleveland Clinic, Abu Dhabi. We attach a few sensors to the subject and we make them walk. Now in this, I'm not going to go too much into technical because of time constraints, but what we have is, here's the subject, we have attached some miniaturized sensors to him and we made them walk. Once they're walking, and this is a walkway, so we measure some parameters, we record their motion, and we compare that. To test this on patients, here we had a lady who had an equinovarus foot. Now, basically speaking, or to a layman, she was walking on her toes. So the clinicians were like, because when you have a stroke, your muscles and your joints are in place. The only thing that's missing is the signal from your brain. So the clinicians are like, okay, we can do an intervention and we can basically modify her muscle activity. Now, how do you assess whether that's going to have a good impact or a bad impact? That's where our assessment comes into picture. They did a pre and post session wherein you can see the pre-block wherein the foot was not following a particular correct pattern and the gray is the background for a healthy baseline, healthy individuals of normal population. What was observed is like post the intervention, she was walking properly with the proper foot contact. But we provide a full body biomechanics assessment, so which gives them what is the compensatory walking mechanism. Because think about this, a person has been walking for a particular situation for say last 8 years, 10 years. So they got used to it so much that the balance and everything changes. So this comprehensive assessment provides the clinician with a quantification and even a proof of concept to provide to the insurance agencies, to any technical background agencies that may come back and do an audit, like what have you done to this subject? This was another study. We compared the effect of hip replacement surgeries in a similar manner, and we could provide them an index. And because clinicians do have their own indices, but we provide a quantitative one taking manual measurements. So one is a qualitative one, like I see it's good, and the clinician sees it's good, and another is a quantitative one backed with numbers. That's where Mashia comes in. So we are collaborating with Cleveland Clinic Abu Dhabi, wherein our first lab is based. We have also run a pre-ethical trial at SRH Abu Dhabi, and we're in talk with other hospitals to do the same. To move further on, it's just a bit on the business side now. So we have about 1.8 billion people who suffer from musculoskeletal disorders. Now that's a big number, but musculoskeletal disorders could be anything from a low back pain to any injuries or any issues that may have. Now about reducing it down, we have about 14 million people in GCC alone and 1 million around in the UAE. And we have in the UAE one of the highest incidence rate of stroke. And stroke is one of the biggest cause of motion impairments in elderly. To move further on, for the next 2 years, because this has been a project, as we spoke about it, this project has been like all through from 2020, I think, Jan. That's when I started my master's. And then with the master's, we had the product ready, the initial round, but we want to scale it up, and that's what the PhD is all about. So in the scaling up, we want to set up semi-autonomous gate labs around different locations beyond Abu Dhabi. The second thing is we want to collect data, and we want to collect it for a huge variety of populations so we can have a predictive instinct, wherein, for example, a particular intervention is done on a particular subject category. So in the future, when a new patient comes in with the same category, we tell them, what will be the possible outcome of this? Not exactly, but we could tell them predictively, these many cases had a positive outcome. So there is a chance you could have a positive outcome. We're also developing a tele-rehab solution, wherein, because of COVID, you saw that many people could not come to hospitals. Now, even though COVID is gone, the motion impairment stays in its place. Even now, there are people, for them, it's difficult to leave their houses and walk to a physiotherapist. And then there's a waiting time and all that comes into, right, for the physiotherapy session. So if they could do that at their home. Now, how do we place ourselves in the tele-rehab market? Because we have the labs, we could back our solution by a clinical validation and a technical validation that comes in. Because people with AI expertise could make a computer vision tool, but that tool needs to be validated. And that's where we as biomechanists come into. To move further on, here's a comparison of some of the competitors that we have in the UAE market and beyond. To move further on, this is our team. That's Dr. Kinda Khalaf, and I'm Abdulaziz Wakar, and Dr. Marwan is not here because of some other commitments. 2 more minutes. So what's our ask? Now, he's also one of our team members, but he's somehow the free subject we got without any ethical approval. We can use his images everywhere. So in the end, our ask is access to patients. If we have clinical connections, we need access to patients. We need support in testing and validating the tele-rehab tool, because that again requires the copyrights and human face identifications and all of those stuff. And finally, we need the support to set up these labs around different locations. This was our financial ask, which is supposed to be used in the development of this gate lab solution, having a legal entity, development of the tele-rehab tool, and finally running the show for next 2 years. To bring it on, we as Mashia believe that P4, predictive, preventive, participatory, and personalized healthcare, is the right of every individual. And by that, we mean even though we are able to customize the healthcare to each and every individual so far, but there is a lack in the physiotherapy or the tele-rehab or the motion assessment market, and that's where Mashia comes in. I would like to end this presentation, hopefully before time, with this quote from the founding father of United Arab Emirates, that we need to equip our generations with newer technology or the knowledge, because the problems that we'll be facing cannot be overcome with the existing knowledge that we had back in the old days. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Just in time. Judges, any questions for him?
Thank you, that was excellent, very well done. I have a couple of questions. Could you elaborate a little bit more on your competitors? I know you went over that slide. I'm curious to know, would like for you to elaborate and would like for you to tell me how you would set yourself apart from them. What's your edge?
So it depends. What we offer is a comprehensive solution. We attach different sensors. We measure the joint angles, we measure the muscle activity, and we also measure the plantar pressure. Now, if you look at one solution of this, for example, you go to the leftmost side, that's the visual assessment. That's where the clinician comes into picture, this one. The clinician does a visual assessment, which is feasible. It's just visually, but it's not comprehensive. Now, the second thing is there's smart insoles, which people place in their shoes, and they measure just one parameter. Now, this parameter cannot provide a full body picture. Now, you go further on, you have these hinge solutions or the SWOT solutions. SWOT is a video-based tele-rehab, wherein the clinician sees virtually how you're doing the workout. So it's not There's no quantification, there's no technology in the middle, it's just a video call in the end. Now if you go further on, this is like a force plate. Now this is just one sensor, wherein it's a small force plate, say 1 foot by 1 foot, and the person basically jumps on it or walks on it, and they measure just 2 parameters, which is the ground reaction force and the spatiotemporal ones, 2 of them, cadence and gate velocity, yeah, to the best I know. Now if you move on further on, conventional gate assessment labs, and that's where Aspetar comes in and Bounce Back comes in. Aspetar is based in Doha, Bounce Back is based in Yas, Abu Dhabi. What they have is, these conventional gate labs have all of the gigs and setups and everything in place, but they're not feasible. You cannot move that to a clinic. That's where they they have the problem. What our solution is, we have miniaturized sensors, which we take to the clinic, and we provide the entire picture at the clinical facility. So that's where we set apart in providing a feasible yet comprehensive solution.
That is your edge right
That's
now?
our edge, yeah. And we also do something, in addition to this, we do musculoskeletal modeling. We predict the inverse, we do inverse dynamic analysis to predict what's happening inside the body, which cannot be measured by any sensors in the market so far.
So is that somehow proprietarily, like have you guys been able to?
We didn't develop it, but we have modified the model. So this was developed by a team in Netherlands, but we use it and we have customized the model to our application.
Okay, thank you.
So you mentioned you have done a partnership with the Cleveland Clinic, right? Now, a Cleveland Clinic already has tons of experts who have years of experience looking at people, right? Why did they accept your proposal? Why did they agree that, hey, you know what, let's set up a lab by Masha?
So here's the thing. We are in the Neurology Institute of Cleveland Clinic, 17th floor. The thing is this, you have the neuro guys, they have their expertise coming into account. They are the experts. But neurology depends on the motion assessment part. And that's where they require gate labs, which they don't have. So they needed a gate lab, and all of these experts they have collected from across the globe whenever they came from. So we were working with Dr. Shabad Wasti, Dr. Florian, Dr. Prince. So Dr. Prince, for example, came back from a lab in Bangalore. He was part of a gate lab for pediatrics. So he envisioned like we should have one here as well. So they were like more or less, you know, like you're getting the same tool. For example, if a clinician's working in a lab that has X-rays for matter, and he moves to a new hospital, they don't have X-ray. So he's like, let me get that X-ray thing, right? So gate lab exists, but it's not so feasible across. So we came in and we're like, let's make it feasible for you.
Thank you.
What's the commercial model for the business?
So commercial model is a service-based thing. We want to charge the clinicians for as many patients we do for them. And we're also in talks with Department of Health to get this into THICA. Because Cleveland mostly deals with local patients and covered with the THICA. THICA is the insurance for the locals, the Marathis in here. So we're in talks with Department of Health's Health Tech. They're going to come up with a new thing called Health Tech. We're in talks with them to get this in the insurance thing. So it's directly built through the system.
Thank you so much. A round of applause for him. I wish you all the best. For a moment there, I wanted to say it would be good for you to also be a professor because I really enjoyed your presentation. I was really into it, so well done. Okay, we'll be going on to the next team. I'll be calling up the next team so we can have a chat before you present. So when I call you up, don't be afraid, you're not yet presenting. Okay, so the next team to come up while the jury is collating scores for the last presenter. Okay, the next team is Relfa Care from Amity University. It is a health tech company, and of course we have Nikita Abigail here to present. Nikita, how are you? You're good? You want to try your mic if it's working?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. So I think I should give you this too so you can see if this works. So Nikita is the third team. Okay. So tell me, how are you feeling? Are you ready for this presentation?
Yes, I'm nervous, but I'm ready.
I'm nervous, but I'm ready. I want you to breathe. Let's do some yoga. So breathe, breathe, breathe. So you've got this, okay? You've prepared for this. So how long has this been? Rafa Care, how long has it been? Is this a new idea? Is it on ground right now? What is this?
I think it's been about 2 years that we've been thinking about the idea, refining it, and making sure that it's something that fits the market and the need.
Okay, so you had some mentors down this journey. How was that interaction like?
It was wonderful. Our mentor was Ms. Shamima, and she was amazing. I think she She really helped and supported us throughout this whole mentorship experience, and I can't thank her enough.
Okay, so thank you so much, Ty, for that. Julie, are we ready? Or you're still collating? You ready? Okay, Nikita, kick it out the park and do your best, okay? So you have 8 minutes. Once 2 minutes is remaining, I will tap my bell. Once you have finished your minutes, I would ring it. All the best here.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Nikita Abigail, and I'm extremely excited to present to you Relfacare, the UAE's first medico-legal platform that aims to reduce medical error and improve patient safety in clinics and hospitals. The problem of medical error is a very serious one, and it affects many parties, but most importantly, it affects the patient. According to the WHO, 2.6 million people die every year because of medical error, and 5 patients die every minute because of unsafe care. These statistics are not okay. I personally know several people who have been victims of medical error, my mom included, and I can tell you that this is not a pleasant experience. But patients aren't the only ones that are affected by medical error. Often when error is reported in the news, hospitals don't have their privacy protected, even though the doctors do. So you'll find the names of hospitals quite openly published, and this leads to a loss of hospital reputation and then eventually a loss in hospital revenue. Doctors involved in error also face negative consequences because their licenses may be revoked, they may be suspended, demoted, etc. And this is problematic. But all human beings make mistakes. So error occurs in all organizations and all workplaces. The difference with clinics and hospitals is that they are high reliability organizations, which means that when an error does occur, it has devastating consequences, which is why more effort needs to be put into reducing and managing this error. But unfortunately, this is a problem that not a lot of people pay attention to today. This is where Relfacare comes into the picture with our medical legal platform that aims to address error in all the 3 stages of a patient healthcare cycle. So first we have the consultation stage, where we have our error prevention platform that seeks to address diagnostic error. Then we have our treatment and monitoring stage, where we have our remote patient monitoring platform that seeks to address communication error. And then lastly, we have in the post-treatment stage our error management platform that seeks to allow doctors to report and track error as well as receive legal advice. So now I'm going to explain to you how all of these processes work through the story of Jane. But I'm going to do that without Relfacare in the picture first. So let's say that Jane has an illness. She visits the doctor, and she has a poor consultation with Dr. X because this doctor spends more time on her computer than she does looking at Jane. Jane is eventually misdiagnosed, which leads to further health complications, several follow-up appointments. So at the end of this, the doctor is feeling embarrassed and guilty. Jane is upset at the hospital is upset at the doctor, and it's all a big mess of unhappy parties. But with Relfacare in the picture, at the consultation stage when Jane visits the hospital, this doctor has our error prevention platform on her system. Now, Jane feels that this consultation has gone well because of our speech-to-text conversion feature, which allows the doctor to be more attentive to Jane and maintain eye contact because the software is recording all of this on its own. So what this looks like is the software will record Jane's symptoms, which are cough, shortness of breath, and fever, and match this with the initial diagnosis provided by the doctor, which is, let's say, bronchitis. And it does this to bring about an accuracy percentage, which is 59%, which is not very high. So the system then generates an alternative diagnosis, which is pneumonia, and that is 91%. So the doctor takes this into account, does tests, finds out that Jane indeed does have pneumonia, and in this way a misdiagnosis is prevented. In the next stage, which is the treatment and monitoring stage, we have our remote patient monitoring platform, where essentially the doctor, to ensure that Jane's pneumonia treatment goes well without any complications, will ask Jane to download the Relfacare patient app. So on this app, Jane will log on to our disease directory, find pneumonia, and track her symptoms on the basis of pre-fed clinical symptoms on a scale of 0 to 10, which signifies intensity. So once this is done, these details will be sent to the doctor real time so that this bridges any sort of communication gap between the patient and the doctor, which is very important because 80% of medical errors occur only because of miscommunication, which is a very shocking figure. The last stage is the post-treatment stage, and here we have our error management platform, which only comes into picture when an error actually occurs. So let's say that a doctor wants to report a medication error. They log on to the platform, they choose medication here, and let's say the scenario is that they have accidentally given a patient medication that's expired. This is a problem. So they get onto they report this, and the system will give them immediate, concise legal advice. So it will tell them, establish the extent of harm to the patient, find out if any other patients in the hospital have been affected in the same way, contact the manufacturer of the drug to find out the potential health implications in your body because you've consumed expired medical advice. It also involves us hosting legal training and workshops so that doctors are more educated on the law. And we also want to provide a 2-week software free trial so that organizations can see the benefit of welfare care for themselves. Because the medical legal tech market is pretty much non-existent, we are a new and emerging market. We don't really have market figures. Even ChatGPT couldn't answer market figures for the medical legal tech industry within the GCC area. So we've just taken general health tech market figures, out of which we aim to capture 15% of market share within the UAE. As we don't have any direct competitors, we're quite set apart in terms of the fact that we offer real-time monitoring by doctors, we offer real-time legal advice, and we have a host of different medical legal features. Our roadmap sees us deploying 2 of the platforms within our solution by the second half of this year. And because the last platform involves AI, this will realistically only be out in 2025. This is our founding team, out of which 4 of us, including myself, are lawyers. And we cover areas of marketing, research and development, operations, and tech. Our advisors, these are just 3 on the board because we couldn't get pictures of the others, but we have 6 advisors who are all wonderful doctors, and they've really been helping us to better our solution, make sure that it lines in with what doctors need and what they want. Most notable is Dr. Sharbaz Bichu, who's the CEO of Aster Healthcare, and he's been amazing so far. Our financials are based on a revenue model, which is a B2B revenue model, where we will be charging hospitals and clinics a monthly subscription fee, depending on the solution that they would like to acquire. And it sees us making a profit within the first year of operations, and this will continue as the other solutions come about. Our costs are largely towards product development, and we're looking for a funding of 300K AED for 1 year. We genuinely believe that healthcare is the most important aspect of somebody's life. Anybody who has had bad health for a prolonged period of time can attest to that. And we really like to ask that you choose us so that we can help make healthcare safer for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Right on time.
Side, right? And one when something goes wrong, the legal
Absolutely.
side, right? Why not just do one? Like the preventive side market is big enough, also corrective side market is big enough, the legal advice. Why try to do both?
Because we feel that there needs to really be a synergy between the 2 in order to bring about effective solutions. Because both of them have been in play for a long, long time. On the corrective side, we find that there's not a lot of technology involved. So the legal advice usually comes in after an error has happened, when a doctor is in trouble and they're scrambling to find out how to sort of move about the situation. I've seen this firsthand because I've worked at a law firm. And it's devastating to see that they are not given the support when an error happens. And doctors they're often called the second victims because they're feeling,
No, I think the simple question is, you're a small team, right? You're
Yes.
a few number of people. Both the sides of the market is very big.
Yes.
Why are you choosing to attack both and not one and then second?
So for better or worse, this was actually not in our hands. When we started off with just the remote patient monitoring platform, where we just wanted to sort of fix the preventative aspect of it. But the more we pitched this idea to doctors, they said, you are a strong legal team, and this is a very important solution. And so it was actually the doctors themselves who have made us combine both, because for them this is a very big need. And so we've just catered to that need.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Could you please elaborate a little bit more on your subscription model, because you alluded that there's potentially more than just one model. Could you tell me a little bit about
Yes,
that?
absolutely. So this is our pricing for the 3 platforms that I've been talking about. And we aim to we are very, very, very below market rates. We have systems that offer, that charge $40,000 for 1 month for their medical systems. And we're charging in AED, and it's just $2,500 per month. And we do this because we really want everybody to be able to afford this system. Our aim is not Of course, we want to make a profit as a company, but our aim is to really help the end user and help reduce medical error. And so our pricing reflects that. And so for our EMP platform and RPM platform, it's 2,500 per month, which we've capped at 25 doctors. So if they have more users, more doctors using the platform, we'll have to move into some sort of custom pricing arrangement. And if you want the full package, you pay 8,000 dirhams per month, but there is no cap on your doctors. Everybody can use it in your organization.
I have two more questions really quick. I'd love to hear more about what you're doing with the R&D component, your department in R&D.
Yes.
And secondly, you were raising 300,000 dirhams. How much is that in equity? For how much equity for the company?
Yes, that's a little it's a longer conversation, but it's up to 25% within the company. And yes, that is for equity. And R&D. So our R&D is essentially for our AI platform, which helps to diagnose medical error. And what we really need there is that it's a huge task to sort of take on. So we're starting with cardiology and cardiac diseases because this is the most common in the UAE. And the amount of research that requires is quite significant because what we want to do is we want to have AI diagnostic algorithms that are based on structured data sets. And these data sets we want to either get through our app or we want to acquire them internationally from different companies and OpenAI. And then from that, we want this to be peer reviewed by clinical specialists within that field. So it's that collection of data, collection of research, finding out in healthcare there's an if-then rule, which means that if you are exhibiting these symptoms, then this is your disease. But because there are so many symptoms for so many diseases that are similar, it then requires a lot of research to be able to segregate those and do a variety of permutations and combinations to get the desired result. So that's more where our research and development works. And we have many medical interns from different universities here in the UAE who help with that, and as well as our directors and advisors.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. I think this could be very disruptive, actually, moving forward, if something like this doesn't exist already. But have you considered going the route of the patient rather than having doctors sign up to the preventative or the remote patient monitoring?
Have patients, you mean generate revenue?
Like if I go to doctors, I'd like to have my app open, recording the conversation and logging my symptoms and telling me what it thinks I may have compared to what the doctor does.
Yes. I think that can be a little, well, that can definitely happen, yes, but I think that will be very unstructured because you have so many patients and it'll be hard for us to be able to give any sort of value that will be tangible. With a software and with a system, hospitals have a certain set of policies and certain compliance requirements where even recording conversations, it needs to be in line with HIPAA, it needs to be in line with government regulations. Whereas with one patient, having all this information in their hands, the patient already has a lot of power in a lot of countries because often complaining against a doctor it's free. Here it's free. You can complain against any doctor you want and not face. The doctor is going to get investigations and committees after what that particular act was. But for the patient, there's absolutely no risk. So giving all of that power in the hands of the patient, that's something that we'd have to think about, but it's something that can happen even today. A patient can open their phone and say, hey, I'd like to record this conversation, and then go about that consultation process. Whereas if it's just about getting a diagnosis for a patient, there are already so many apps that do that, and we find that that's a market that we don't really want to enter because there's no legal aspect to it. And since majority of us are lawyers, this is what we'd like to cater. Thank you.
Thank you for that presentation. A round of applause for Nikita. Thank you. Ralph Care, and she's from Amity University. Okay, I'll be going on to the next team to present this morning, and that is Ziva Gold from Manipal University. Ziva Gold is headed by Abhishek Shukla and team. So while the jury is still trying to resolve the results from the last team, we can just have a chat. Okay, that's it then.
Hi, I'm audible.
Just hold
I just wanted to clear the air.
Yes.
See, I'm 36. I'm a PhD student, but unfortunately I'm 36, and I don't follow the standard age bar which was set. But I'm confident enough that I'm still young from my age. Apart from the age factor, I'm young at all the levels, and I'm very much passionate about the product. So it was not in my hand. Unfortunately, if we would have been doing this event on 11th or before that, I would have been 35. But I've just crossed the line.
Thank you so
Really
much
sorry
for
about
that.
that,
Thank
yeah.
you so much. And I will let you know 36 or 35, you are not old, you are still young.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, so tell me, I can see, are you,
Shred Chauhan.
sorry? Okay, we can start. Okay, so
Okay.
your time is already going to be
Okay.
starting very soon. You have 8 minutes. Do not forget, once you have 2 minutes left, I will tap my bell, and when you hear it ringing, you have to round up. Okay, all the best.
Thank you. So, I'm Abhishek Shugla. I'm the founder of Vicor Group and a PhD scholar from Manipal University. And I'm here to present a product which is for everyone. Our company policy and values depends on one simple principle, that is Sanpo Yoshi. That's a Japanese business philosophy, which simply means anything which is good for buyer, good for seller, and good for society. I introduce to you all Ziva Gold. And the tagline you can see that trust is gold. Who has the ticker? Okay, sorry. Before I proceed more and talk about what we are doing, I want to ask one simple question. And here is the ground rule. You can either raise your hand for answer, or you can use the traditional method we use in college. That is, this is for no, this is for yes, and this is for I don't know. Okay, and I'll request everyone to participate because I'll be giving you a golden giveaway at the end after taking the question and answers. How many of you, including all the camera guys taking our pictures and everyone, how many of you would not be interested to invest in digital gold if you get the opportunity to invest at a price of 20 fills per day? How many of you? Anyone? You'll not be interested. You will be interested. Anyone who will not be interested? Oh, good. I think, okay, you'll not be interested. Thank you. You're also my audience. Those who are interested, we have the product for you. Those who are not interested, you are also our target audience. And I'll come to that. I introduce to you all Ziva Gold. Ziva Gold is world's first digital gold platform backed by 99.99% pure gold with the added insurance of Sharia compliance. We are Sharia compliant. We are providing a platform for the users to invest on digital gold without the hassle of storage or any security concerns. With the current market volatilities in the fiat currency, it's one of the best options for the investment for all the investors right now. However, it's not only the investors we are targeting, we are also targeting the Gen Z. Aligning with the vision of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed, we are working towards creating financial literacy and reaching to all the colleges, all the universities, and promote a culture of safe investment and sustainable investment, and helping them to plan what exactly they need to do into the market. Okay. Our vision is simple. We want to make Dubai the city of e-gold. We are already the city of gold, but we want to make it city of e-gold. That's what our vision is. We are trying to create a society which is cognitive enough, based on digital economy and supported by gold. When we started our project, we did the market research, and the audience which are more interested towards investing on digital platforms is from the age group which we are targeting, that is Gen Z, apart from the traditional investors. You can see the various articles which we have covered. I'll talk to them on if we'll have anything later on. However, the target market is very clear. We are targeting Middle East, Asia, Africa, and Asia, in which our main focus will be Asia, with 45% of the market share in the phase 1. 35% will be for Middle East, and 24% will be in Africa. That's what our target point is. The reason for that is, recently on the Valentine's Day, there was a survey was done in India, which is our primary market, apart from Dubai. And I was shocked to hear that digital gold was purchased by 81% of the users. Out of 100, this 81% of the users were males, and only 19% were females. So Gen Z are much more aware about this. However, recent surveys done by EU government over here in Dubai also says that 67% of UAE population will be moving on towards digital investments and economy in next 5 years. So the market is ready, and we are here with a product which will help them to invest with the added benefits of Sharia principles. Problems are very simple. With physical gold, it's mostly you're purchasing it for consumption purpose. Storage is a big factor. There is a big issue with the making charges, the traditional premium which you're paying onto that. And it's a safe asset investment, but youth are not that much interested. They only use it when they are using it for any functions or anything like that. And the major concerns are the price variation, fungibility, and the safety, which is related to physical gold. However, with digital gold, it is affordable. You can invest as low as 0.01 grams, which is around 20 fils, and 5 Indian rupees. You can pay as you invest. So you don't need to pay it every day. You can just invest whenever you want to. If you want to invest 100, just invest 100. If you want to invest 5,000, invest 5,000. The best part is every fraction of gold which has been issued, you'll be getting a certificate because we are traded by DMCC trade flow warrants. We are associated with that. And as it is Sharia compliant, you can easily track which particular bar gold your gold comes from. You can easily allocate and identify that particular portion of your gold. And you can keep on increasing. We are providing the users a chance to invest, buy, sell, lend, barter, all with the help of few clicks. Best part is you can easily liquidate it within the span of 1 minute. So I'll just give you a quick review how we are doing it. Vicor Group is the front end of the company. We are developing all the technology and everything. Comtech Gold is our back-end partners. Okay, we have already secured 22 kgs of physical gold, digital gold with them. And together when we are coming, we are presenting our token, our gold platform, which is Ziva Gold, which will be also backing the economies of metaverse and e-commerce along with that. So it's a collaboration for everyone. Everyone who deals in any kind of currency, in normal fiat currency, can be our partner, and they can start giving bonuses, reward points, everything to that. We have already done lots of partnership. We are working with Remax India, Brazil, Portugal. We have just closed a deal with Chios India. We are coming up with their franchises over here. We already have 2 companies from Bu Abdullah group of companies as our partners who will be starting paying their bonuses when our MVP will be launched in the month of August. The key attributes is that it is stored by TransGuard. So the physical gold which you are purchasing from us is already with Emirates TransGuard. It is stored by them. It is Sharia compliant. It is having DMCC trade flow warrants. It is already listed. The coins are already listed at global exchanges like L-Bank, Bitmark, Bitrue. It is 100% fully backed physical gold. And initial supply I have already told of 22K. These are digital custodian partners. Fireblocks, Propine, Copper, Alipal, Oplo, Decent, Mixin, and Guard Wallet are digital wallets, and upper ones are our digital custodians. So those who don't want to keep it in our vault after they are purchasing it online, you can easily switch on to our partners, and you can have a digital custodian taking care of everything. There will be no custodian fee for the initial 1 year. This is a sample of the process flow, how we are doing the things. Okay. So we are right now at the 3rd quarter of our product flow. We have already created a design of our app. We are trying to launch it by August because we are looking forward to execute the initial phase by August. This is our roadmap.
Okay, your time is up. Thank you so much.
Okay,
A round of applause for him, please.
No problem. This is the ask.
Judges, your questions, please.
So first of all, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think it's a real use case. So as an investor, or let's say as an informed investor, today I can buy a gold ETF.
True.
Right, on the shares. I can also, in most banks, buy gold from them as well, where I can transfer my AD and buy gold. And that's something I'm already used to. I'm used to the brand. In case of ETM, all my money is in the brokerage house already. Why would I switch from my existing provider or existing brand, existing regulated infrastructure into Ziva Gold?
First of all, the most important point is that the gold which we are providing is Sharia compliant. Okay, so it is an ethical investment for all the users. Secondly,
so the banks in UAE all provide, I assume, Sharia compliant.
Yeah.
gold.
Okay, so we are Seria certified, and apart from that, the gold quality is of 99.99. So it is similar to what you're seeing, which is provided by the banks. But the difference is of the premium which you're getting, the transaction fees, okay, and the benefit of liquidifying it at any time. So if suppose you are, because I've not mentioned that point over here in my presentation, but if suppose you are traveling, you're in US, you're not having money in your pocket right at that time, your digital wallet is not working. So you have your virtual card. I'll just show you the API also. So you'll have your virtual card. You can just use the same card to pay. We have already done tie-ups with the bank, so they are accepting that. So whatever the payment will be, it will be done from your gold card, and easily it will be redeemed, and it will be taken from the balance. If suppose you want immediate cash in your hand, you just go onto the platform, you'll sell the gold based on the market rates. Within 1 minute, the amount will be in your digital wallet. So these are the additional benefits we are providing apart from that. Yep. Any other questions?
No questions. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank
A
you.
round
Thanks
of
a lot.
applause for him, please.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, we'll be calling on the very last team to present today. The team to be presenting shortly is from Dubai Institute of Design and Innovation. They are called The Guardian. The Guardian? Anyone here? Abdul Dayan Ahmed. A round of applause for him. Judges, are you ready or you're still collating? Still collating, no problem. So, Abdul Dayan, how are you? Okay. So let's just wait for him to get himself together. Okay, so that's a model? Okay, so are you the only one in this team?
Yeah, it's just me for now.
Just you for now. So how's the journey been so far?
The mentors have been wonderful.
Okay.
They helped me realize a lot of things and a lot of opportunities, like the main revenue cash flow of the product. It's something I learned during the mentorship, and I realized that it's even like far more profitable than what I had initially.
Okay, okay. So what year are you right now?
I'm in the middle of my 3rd year.
Okay.
I resume, or I take the next semester during September.
Okay.
So yeah, I only have a year and a half to get my bachelor's degree in design.
Okay, so how long has this been? Is this still an idea that's still being shaped, or it's already there?
Yeah, the idea is concrete now, but it started in September as a research project for a sponsor that we were able to get in contact with. So they gave us the opportunity to use their product if we could create a probable solution that would help the environment or like have a proper value.
Okay.
We'll be interested.
Okay, no problem. Are we ready for him?
Okay.
Judges, can we go on with the presentation? Yes. Okay, so over to you and all the best. The theme is The Guardian. So you have 8 minutes. Your time starts now.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Abdul Dayan Ahmed from the Dubai Institute of Design and Innovation. I've introduced myself already, so I won't spend too much time on that. This project started as a research project for my course called Design for Sustainability, where we were asked to create a circular business model based on using cork as a product or as a medium to create a sustainable solution. So the sponsor of the product was Amorim, and they provided us with the feedback and with mentorship as well. We were able to get in contact with the MD and the factory to work out the feasibility of the product, and at the end of the day, everyone involved got a solid prototype that we could present to the public or potential investors. So first of all, our professor mentioned to us that in regards to, or in contrast to our country, the UAE doesn't have much outdoor usage of furniture, especially during the summer. She asked us to look into it and find out any underlying causes. And due to that, I ended up doing my research in the area, specifically Bania Square. So during that time, I got very tired, hot, sweaty, and lost. And for the first time, I realized that there's know where to sit outside in Dera. There's a sitting area called Naive Park. Yeah. But it's like smack dab in the middle of the Banial Square. And the seating is scarce there as well, so people would rather sit on the grass, on the floor, around the area. The condition is so bad, like people lean on poles and on buses, and it creates like an obstruction to the traffic flow. So, and it reaches up to 40 degrees Celsius in the summer with humidity levels of, I don't know, around 31 to 40 degrees as well. So it's very hot and sweaty, and I realized the reason for this through conversing with the shop owners and various interviews, that a lot of the shop owners from the evening towards midnight open their shops. So due to that, the AC flows out and mixes with the warm air outside, creating too much moisture in the air, and the increase in the crowd of people also creates body heat, which creates like this, this barrier of heat and moisture that's very uncomfortable to be in and very uncomfortable to navigate. So due to that, one of my interviews from another African that I found, everyone kept mentioning the sun and the sunburn. I started to think like, what can you do about the sun? Like, it's the sun. Even if you move, eventually the sun is going to like move with you, then you'll have to change your position eventually. So I realized like, what if there was a place that you wouldn't need to move or take refuge from the sun anymore, that would actually move to protect you instead. And that's how I came up with the Guardian chair. So after clearance from the MD of Amarim and from my professor, I moved forward with prototyping. Immediately, I realized that the cork wouldn't hold by itself. I would need a structure to give it durability. So we looked into wood. So we made the entire thing from wood and cork. My professor was very strict on joints, metal, plastic, anything that wouldn't dissolve or anything that wouldn't be recycled back into the business model. So this has no hinges. It's made completely from kerf bending. Every space you see here has a space of 2.5 millimeters, which allows it to bend flexibly without needing any joints, nothing. We get the material, we CNC it, we glue it, that's it. That's the entire process of manufacture. The umbrella was adapted from a servo bus that I built for my first semester. So it retracts through a motor and like a gear and groove. So when it's small, it's closed. Then when the motor moves up and down, it opens. So that's just one part of the umbrella. They have two other motors which allows it to move according to the sun. We integrated the circular economy, which made sure that this product would be able to be ground back to raw materials or like recycled back into the economy. So we'll be able to use them after we have already used them for the first time. So what does this mean for cork? Why choose cork for this product? The specific type of cork we are using was made out of cork granules. We can be grounded back into raw materials, basically dust, and pound back like or glued back into like a durable board. So in the case of destruction, in the case of damage, it can be created again to like make a new raw board that we can CNC once more. The same thing with palm wood. The manufacturing process is the exact same, just different materials. Grind it to dust, cut it again, you have a new product. So that's how we keep recycling our new raw materials on a 5 to 10 year basis, like annually. So the UAE produces up to 500,000 tons of palm waste every year, and 70% of the waste collected is a mix of textiles and cork. And we found companies that actually recycle this and create raw boards that we can use for the product. So these are the two final prototypes. This is not the one I have here. This is the medium or the high fidelity prototype, and the Guardian umbrella. Yeah, the value proposition, we proposed a solar tracking umbrella. We have Wi-Fi in case you get lost. We also want to propose a motorized fan system, not an AC, because that adds to the humidity. It's a convenient design, it's comfortable, it's modular, so you have a lot in one place. And you have a pay-to-see system, which is the most important part, and I'll get to that later. So we bring in our revenue from sales, government contracts, sales to shoppers associations, internet service providing, and the hourly rental. So quickly, our key partners are Desert Board, In5, Porter, which is a transport company, Key Activities, Production, Manufacturing, Distribution, Key Resources, Fab Labs, Raw Cork, and Recycle Board. We propose, I've gone through that already. We want to have a convenient shopping experience with the customers. The channels are outdoor shopping industry, public beaches, hotels, furniture, retail stores, even pools, anywhere that's like outdoor and is exposed to the sun. Customer segments, tourists, workers, residents, beaches, hotels, pools, and chairs as well. So there are two other people who do something like this. None of them are based in the UAE, and both of them are rather expensive for what they propose, and we are offering a cheaper alternative. So this is the most important part. So for the first 10 minutes you sit on the chair. Let's say you have 15 chairs. For the first 10 minutes, it's free. You can sit however you want. So for the next 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 dirham. Next 10 minutes, 2 dirhams. Next 10 minutes, like that, it increases marginally. So this way, each product, each chair would produce 42 dirhams per day. And after a month, 15 chairs would be able to produce around 19,200. So that money would be like 30% goes to the person who we sold the chair to, and no, 60% goes to the person we sold, 55% for the buyer, 45% for us as the company. So that's how we make our revenue. And this is our 4-year. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Please, a round of applause for him, please. Judges, over to you. Any questions for him?
Very nice design and innovative concept. My one question, have you ever paid to sit on a chair in public?
No.
Yeah, so that's kind of my concern here.
Yeah.
Is there another revenue model? Do you not make enough revenue just selling these chairs?
We make a bit of money selling the chairs, but I feel like with this revenue system, it would be more of an attractive investment for the people, like for the government. We plan to sell to the government specifically. So this way we don't just get clients, we get investors as well, and they can make back the money, and it has like a lasting product, a lasting value over the life cycle of the product. In this specific situation, I think just 1 dirham for 20 minutes or 10 minutes would be like a reasonable, or like people pay far much more money for other things in Dubai. And the main first target group during the first year are the tourists. So anyone who doesn't know the area, I feel like it would be something useful, something convenient. That's what we're really trying to sell, like ventilation, the internet, everything. So I hope that will make like it's an attractive product, an attractive value proposition to tourists especially. So maybe as a long-term product, people don't want to pay to sit down, but people who just enter the country and leave, looking for a quick place to relax, that's what we're going for.
So you'd be approaching more the tourist market?
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
So I like this. I think it's really cool and something
Thank
different. Couple of questions. One, what maintenance, if at all, is required in these chairs once they're installed, and who's responsible for the maintenance? I'm talking, are they weatherproof through rain, sandstorms, abuse, vandalism, etc.?
Yeah, in the case of abuse, we plan to have like a contact number or an annual checkup type of thing. So anything concerning maintenance or damage, that would be related to us. And that could be like part of the attractiveness of the investment. So like how we would convince them to give us 45% of the revenue the chairs make. So anything that happens to the chair during that time, we would take care of it. And like in the case of cork specifically, I'm not sure about palmwood, but in the case of cork, if there's like a damage or a rip or anything, you can like ground it back and patch it up like a type of glue or resin.
Because we have extreme weather conditions here, I'm just curious, like what would the lifespan of one chair be?
Around, I hope to make it around 5 years or 10 years, 5 to 10 years.
Okay, and your competition, you indicated that you're significantly better priced than your competitors.
Yeah.
Could you give me an idea how much that is?
Around one competitor sells for, they are like a luxury brand, so they sell for around 30,000. The other sells for around 3,000. And we sell for one unit, including the chair and the umbrella. It's 750 max. But we start at 520, then we move towards 750 as it goes on, and we see how the market interact. The margin, like.
What's your profit per?
Oh, profit per sale. 30%, 30 to 50% return on investment for each order.
And have you looked at a model of branding the chairs for? Did you cover that? Maybe I missed it. Branding the chairs for corporates or companies or hotels.
Oh, no.
No. Okay, you may want to consider that.
Okay.
Any more questions? Okay, thank you so much. A round of applause for him. Thank you for that presentation.
Where do I keep this?
Oh, you can bring. Thank you for the insightful presentations. Thank you to all our students. Thank you to all our teams for giving it all you've got, convincing us and letting us know that your ideas are valid and they're here to solve whatever problems that are in our community. Your ideas are amazing, and you are on the perfect platform with an organization that will help you build and scale better and faster with all the regional and international support you can access. Thank you, everyone, for your time with us. On that note, we'll be having a 10-minute break so you can go out, stretch, and breathe again. For those who are presenting who were not breathing before, you can now breathe and, well, hope for the best, that you are either the winner or the first runner-up or the second runner-up. So wish you all the best. We'll leave the jury to collate their scores, and after 10 minutes, we'll be right back.
What we are doing is we are giving a giveaway for when the time of the MVP launch, all those people who will be
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to today's championship. And before we move along to announce the winners, we're going to be having a keynote speaker come up to inspire our young ones in the house. He is Mr. Jihad L8. He is a visionary and tenacious entrepreneur. He stands at the helm of K-Crew, a macro-scale food tech business encompassing more than 15 cloud kitchens and brand residents across the UAE and very soon Saudi Arabia. Over the last 2 decades, Mr. Jihad has spearheaded multiple entrepreneurial ventures in the Middle East and Asia, starting with the establishment of one of Pakistan's largest retail and wholesale telecom distribution companies. His foray into the UAE's F&B sector began in 2011 with the launch of Manouche Street, a popular Lebanese urban eatery that has become one of the flagship brands in K-Crew's portfolio. Today, Mr. Jihad's passion for delicious and creative food concepts, combined with a data-driven approach to understanding customers, has led him to build one of the region's largest platforms for virtual restaurants. Ladies and gentlemen, I urge you to give a sounding round of applause to our keynote speaker. He is Mr. Jihad L8. A round of applause for him, please.
Thank you, Cecily. Thank you. Hi, everyone. So I didn't know what topic to choose and what to focus on, especially in this kind of moments and topics. So Saima just told me, you know what you should talk about? You should talk about fundraising and the journey that you're going through. But maybe I need to mention something before that. So anyone who walks onto my office, he will see my termination letter from my previous employer, like framed, and it's on my wall. And the reason behind this, because I believe it was a big transformation of my life, and this is where my journey has begun as an entrepreneur. The most important thing in any entrepreneur life, and I was in your place and I was in your shoes, and I was always thinking, what is the right moment to make this leap and to make this jump? Usually the first thing is the comfort zone that we are in. When we are in the comfort zone, that means there is something that is missing. That's something that we're not being able to feel. We need to move to a zone that we're not comfortable. As an entrepreneur, and as anything that you decide to do at any moment, you need to pull out yourself from this comfort zone and to be always on your toes. Because you cannot be an entrepreneur when you are at a comfort zone. You cannot have things happen the way you want without really pushing to the extra mile. So in these kind of moments and these kind of times, I took a decision after I got terminated from my job to go and live in Pakistan. So I took the distribution of Nokia to Pakistan, and I went there to a country that I don't know a single person. I don't know anyone. I don't know where to go. I don't know what Karachi is. I don't know what Islamabad is, or Lahore, or. And for those guys who know what Nokia is about, they're a very aggressive company by then in 2010. They wanted to do all these numbers, all these targets. I didn't have a lot of money, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna take the risk. I'm gonna move myself from this comfort zone, and I'm gonna try myself to push myself to the limit to ensure that I succeed. Because in everything that we do in our journey, you have to know one thing, that tomorrow is a better day. You have to stick this to your mind. You cannot do something and you're scared and you're worried. When you decide to go into this journey, it's a journey of a better tomorrow. It's a journey of no comfort, but a better tomorrow. You should believe it. You should feel it. And this is the first thing that I would advise every single person to go into this journey, is to trust your heart before you trust your mind. I understand that you need to be prepared, that you need to feel that whatever you do is meant to be successful, but it should start from the heart before the mind. Because if you have the passion for what you're gonna do, you will succeed. So make sure that everything that is within you is passion, is love, is like anything that you do in life where you have this feeling that it's keeping you on your toe, make it happen. Go outside your comfort zone and say, I'm gonna do it. I went there. I used to go to Peshawar. I didn't even understand what Peshawar is about, or Karachi, or Lahore. And I established a big business. It reached a turnover of $100 million in a period of 5 years. And I used to take a translator with me all the time because in the Nokia business and in the wholesale business, people they're not this level of a corporate people. So maybe they don't speak English. So I used to have a translator with me all the time to ensure that I understand what's happening in the conversation. And I've made it. And I was happy to really exit in 2014 and start my new journey, which was in FMB, and I've launched Manouchi Street, which was in the FMB. And Manouchi Street continued till Corona and everything that was happening by then, and I decided, what's next? What am I gonna do? So in these kind of moments when we feel that, especially after Corona, two things were happening. One, no dine-in, so Manouchi Street was declining. There was a hype in the food tech business. Everyone was going into cloud kitchens. Everyone was thinking about how can I pivot? So pivoting was very important to really make sure that we strive. In this kind of moment, it's not only about survival. You have to survive and you have to strive. So how can you do it? Because these things contradict itself, and you need to make sure as an entrepreneur that you pivot, you survive, and you keep on striving in everything that you're doing. So I've decided to go into the food tech business, not having a very solid background of technology or the data things that were happening, on how can I really be different in the market. Kitopi was there. They were dominating the market by then, and I wanted to really learn how can someone succeed. So the best thing that I've done, one, I was passionate about it again. I knew that I can do something different. I can make it different. I can succeed. And I didn't see any failure in everything that I'm doing. When I'm thinking about any idea that I want to launch, I never think about failure. Yes, there are so many things like in a moon, there's the bright side of the moon and there's the dark side of the moon. So where do you want to look? Do you want to look at the brightness and the light, or do you want to look at the darkness? So I always look at brightness, and this is something that keeps me moving and keeps me motivated. Because if every single time I want to look at the negativity about any single idea that I'm doing, it pulls me back. Then I said, no, why someone else can do it, that means I can do it. And what really differentiates a person from another and any entrepreneurial idea is making it happen. Making it happen, taking the initiative to go and do it. Because when it comes to fundraising and how we fundraise, the first investor that he wants to really invest, he invests in you before the idea. Don't believe anything otherwise. When you're sitting in a startup in front of an investor, he will invest in you. And when he loves what you are feeling, and when he feels what you are feeling, you have done the first thing right. You sold yourself. Because when you're fundraising in a startup, you're selling yourself before your idea. Because they need to see that you're passionate and you really know what's happening in his mind. He looks at two things. The first thing he looks at it, who's behind the startup? Is it someone who's passionate and he knows what he's talking about? Does he believe in this idea? Or just he wants to be an entrepreneur like all these other people who wants to launch ideas and come to investors, to family offices, to VCs, so on and so forth, to really build something. So you need to sell yourself. How do you sell yourself? Is to believe in the idea and in the personality that you decide to carry within you. You have to ensure that you have it there inside of you and your gut feeling, like when you are getting married to someone and you have this feeling when you want to propose and how you feel inside of you. It's the same thing. The investor will feel it. Your partner will feel it. The second thing is the story itself. How do you really sell the story of the startup? Because once you sell yourself, it'll become easier to sell the story. It has to be a good story. It has to be a story of passion. It has to be a story of scalability. And of course, a story that there's money to be made for the investor that is putting it. So you need to convince him how scalable is that is. You have to convince him how different is that idea from all the other startups and the ideas there in the market or in the world or whatever you decide to position yourself in terms of a company. And the third thing is how and when will he make his money? When you go as a startup to any investor, he knows that there's a risk behind it. And they're ready to take this risk. This is why they're sitting with you. They want to listen to you. They want to really understand what is going on in your mind. And they want to see that you are an investor to be chosen vis-a-vis all the other investors that are visiting him and they are meeting them. And I've been through this journey. To Today we've raised so much money, and we've been through a lot of ups and downs, but the investors that chose to be part of K Crew, they are people who believed in the story and in the momentum that we have created. Today we are in Saudi Arabia, we are in UAE, we have 55 investors on our cap table. 50 of them are from Saudi, maybe, and 5 are here from UAE. And all of them always tell me one thing. We believe that this story is a story to be stood behind because it's different. And how is it different? Because of the landscape and the transformation that is happening in the F&B landscape. Yes, we talk about technology. Yes, we talk about all the things. Everyone can come up with the story. But you need to keep on pivoting. You need to keep on thinking, how can I be different? And in this kind of moment, every day there's something different. There is technology that is coming every day. Even when we say we're data-driven, and data now, there's machine learning, there's AI. Tomorrow there's ChatGPT. So every day there's something new that is coming. You have to be ahead of the market. You have to ensure that everything that happens around you is for the best of yourself, for your company, and your investors. It's not easy to start a new company. It's very difficult. But the most difficult part of it is to start it, to go register your trademark, to have a good idea, to register the company and open your bank account, and to start pitching. If you believe in what you're doing, you will succeed. I'm a big believer of someone, they always say like 1% of the people are those who succeed. You need to be part of this 1%. And these 1% are who? They have similar ideas to all of us, but they made it happen. They went, they pitched, they spoke to people, they advised, they took advices. I'm one who always talks to people, to listen to people who are better than me. I always talk to people who failed in their businesses because I need to learn from these guys. Not from these guys who've succeeded in what they're doing, because they're succeeded. No, I would go to people who did fail in any aspect of the ecosystem, and I would learn from them. Yes, I have failed because of this. Be careful because of that. And this is how we really learn what's happening in the landscape of the good business and the bad business. And there's nothing called bad business once you launch it. Any business can go wrong if you don't pivot, if you don't change, if you don't make it better, if you don't fundraise on time, if you don't plan properly. So when I want to start something, and my advice to every single person who has an idea in his head, in his mind, and you believe in it, and you have at least 3 of the layers of success that you believe are right, is to go ahead and do it. And I advise everyone to leave, not to apply to jobs, not to join the corporate world, and to have an entrepreneurial journey, because very few people do it. And those who do it and succeed, they will say, thank God someone advised me to do that. And I hope I'll be one of those guys that I will be told that I was advised not to join and take a job, because today it's the world of entrepreneurs and not the world of corporate world, in my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Such inspiring words from Mr. Jihad, who is the founder and CEO of K Crew. Thank you for enlightening us on the journey of an entrepreneur. He says you keep pivoting, keep changing, because you have to be adaptable to the markets, see what they really want, and of course, your success will be sure. Thank you so much for that, sir. At this juncture, before we go on to announce the winners, just a quick note from one of our presenters, Ziva Gold. They are saying that you stand a chance of getting something from them, a giveaway, when they officially launch their products. So when you're done from today, you can go to the back and just scan their QR code and register your name, so that when they officially launch, that you get something from them. You want some gold, so register. So thank you so much for that. Finally, the wait is over. It's time to announce the winners and the runners-up for today. Before we do that, I would like to thank everyone for being here, for taking time out to be here with us. We do appreciate you. Of course, we all know that there will only be one winner, but have in mind that you stepped on the stage today. You are a winner, whether you like it or not. You are a winner, and we appreciate you. Kindly make welcome Ms. Basma Ashri as she announces the runners-up and winning team who will be receiving the business license setup and who will be competing at the Thai Global events in May, respectively. Ms. Basma Ashri, are you here? A round of applause for her, please. I would also like to ask the President Emeritus, Mr. PK, to join her as they also give out these awards. Please, a round of applause for him, please. Thank you. And I'll be calling on Mr. Vivek Chaudhry. He is also the events co-chair. Please, a round of applause for him as he joins them as they give away the awards. And of course, our honorable jury. We cannot leave you out of this. Please, can you come join us as we crown our runners-up, our winner for today. Thank you so much for diligently bringing us to this point in time. So without talking so much, let's get down to it. Okay, can we also have Mr. Adith here too from Paramount Computer Systems. Thank you so much, everyone. The second runner-up. Any guesses? Any guesses? Okay, let me just go straight to it. The second runner-up for this event is The Guardian. The Guardian. He's from Dubai Institute of Design and Innovation. Well done. A reminder that the runner-up will be getting a prize worth 7,500 dirhams and will be receiving a 50% discount of the business license set up on the mainland or listed free zones. Congratulations to you. The first runner-up. The first runner-up goes to Relfa Care from Amity University. Relfa Care, Nikita, congratulations to you. The first runner-up will also get a prize worth 7,500 dirhams and will be receiving a 50% discount of the business license set up on the mainland or in any listed free zones. And of course, the real deal, while we're here, the winner of this year's Thai University Mena Pitch competition is Masha. Masha from Khalifa University. A round of applause for him. Congratulations, congratulations to you, Abdul Aziz. A reminder that the winning team for today's competition will get a prize worth 15,000 dirham and an exciting opportunity to compete at Silicon Valley on a global stage for the top prize of $50,000. Can everyone please join us for the group photograph? All the winners, sorry, please. All the winners, the runner-ups and the first runner-up, please come up. Thank you. A round of applause for them. Congratulations to the winner, the first runner-up and the second runner-up. Well done, well done. And on that note, we'll be having the closing remark and vote of thanks by the President Emeritus of Thai Dubai, that is Mr. Prashant Gulati. A round of applause for him, please.
You know, first of all, and in one line, thank you everybody for making this happen. But I would want to call Vivek Chaudhry to come here and tell us about how this all happened before we close. Vivek, a few words from you. Vivek is the co-chair of the Thai University program.
So, on behalf of my co-chair, Nitin, he had to unfortunately just step out for some personal exigencies. And by the way, he's done all the hard work. So unfortunately, he's not been here. esteemed jury, all of you, thank you very much for being here. We've had an amazing 2 days. We had close to 150 odd participants, teams. We went through the screening process. We had all of you who made it to the finals. All of you all are winners here. I sort of joined TIE about 2 years ago, and I have found my personal passion in mentoring. So maybe I'll just take a few minutes on what I think about the mentoring part. I've been mentoring a couple of teams over the last 2 years, and and probably you guys have also had a lot of people from TIE mentor you, or other people who are mentoring you. The simple point that I'd like to make is that when we mentor you, we are learning equally as much from you as you are probably from us. We get to understand how the youth of today are feeling, how they are seeing the world, how they are approaching solutions, problems. We've all been working over the last 25, 30 years, and we also tend to get stuck into a mindset, which when we interact with you people, your fresh ideas, it's a huge learning curve and a learning exercise for us. So having said that, just a few points on TIE University, specifically on the university side. Just give you a little bit of history on how TIE has TIE University has grown over the years. Let me just, Nitin sent me this, so I just need to open this. We started off in the first year, the pilot program we did for this was in 2019. And we started off with one university and 4 teams. In 2020, we had 22 teams apply. 21, we had 40 teams apply. 22, we've had 85 teams from 25 universities apply. And today in our 5th year, in the year 2023, we've had more than 150 applications, like I just mentioned earlier, from 45 universities. And we've also had 3 categories this year. We've had the GCC UAE category, we've had the Mena category, and we've had the Emirati category. We've sort of connected all these teams after an extensive screening process with mentors, and of course the finalists will have access to mentoring and coaching from the TIE network. And best of luck to the team that goes to the Silicon Valley, and we hope you'll make TIE, Dubai, and UAE proud by bringing a prize here. Would also like to thank the jury members for finding time to come and judge the teams. Thank you very much. To our sponsors, thank you very much. And to all the mentors from the TIE network who've been working with all you students. And finally, good luck, all you guys, and good luck in your journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And on that note, we have come to the end of this year's regional championship of the TIE University Mena Pitch Competition 2023. A round of applause for all of you for being here with us all through the 2 days. Thank you so much. And congratulations to all the winners from all 3 categories. And we wish you the very best at the global event at Silicon Valley come May. Thank you to everyone for a most rewarding competition. And remember, always Keep your entrepreneurial spirit alive. Have a wonderful afternoon and stay blessed. Thank you.